Hello everyone, Rurikhan here coming at you with another Dark Souls 2 video, and this is the PC version, by the way, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going to be happening in regards to the whole bad strength slash dwarf smash build that I've been working on with the whole live stream thing and all that, and why I haven't really live streamed in some time. Now, the reasoning behind it was I noticed as I was doing the live streams and preparing everything to go onto YouTube and stuff, I noticed that it was going to collide with the PC release of Dark Souls 2. Now, obviously, I want to play on the PC, and it's not just because it's got prettier graphics and all that stuff, but essentially the fact that the PC version has the better graphics actually allows me to produce videos that look a lot better on YouTube. So obviously that is my main focus as an entertainer, so that I can entertain you guys better and you guys have better image quality and all that. So today, throughout this video, I'm going to be talking about the PC version of Dark Souls as I play through a section of the game. So those of you that still do not wish to be spoiled and all that, and to be completely honest, those of you that do not wish to be spoiled are probably playing the game right this minute, considering that the embargo lifts at the exact same time that the game unlocks on Steam. I'm going to be assuming that a lot of you guys are going to be playing through the game regardless. So if you do not want to be spoiled to any specific sections of the game, because I'm going to be playing through No Man's Dwarf, so if you do not want to be spoiled to that, go ahead, click away, come back later, and you will hear all the news that I had to say in regards to the whole bad dwarf slash dwarf smash playthrough, and as well as my personal opinions on the PC version so far. Okay, I think I've given you guys enough time to click away. Let's move on. We're going to go into No Man's Dwarf. And so for those of you wondering, so what is the difference between the PC version and the console version? Well, PC version looks a lot better. It is 1080p. It's got really high-res textures. It's not like a lot of people were fearing, that it's like, oh, it's just a straight-up port like the previous Dark Souls game. It is not that. It is running at a constant 60 frames a second on my machine. As a matter of fact, let me just lower the volume on my headphones here because I can barely hear myself think. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, it is not at all like the first PC port. It looks a lot better. It doesn't look like visually impressive up to today's standards, so to speak. Because, I mean, obviously there are games that are more impressive in terms of graphical fidelity and all that. But it looks damn good. It looks really good. And as a matter of fact, let me just tell you guys, the whole 60 frames a second, I realize that it might not seem like much, particularly because me personally, on the previous Dark Souls, on Dark Souls 1, I actually, on the PC version, I used to play with 30 frames a second because of the inconsistencies with jumping and dodge rolling into a fall, in regards to the distances that you would get out of that. On the previous one, I used to still play with 30 frames a second so that I could get the maximum number of the maximum distance that I would be able to get off of my rolls and jumps and all that. On this one, there is no such problem. As a matter of fact, the reason that I mention it is because I actually think it was the other way around. And what do I mean by this is that, to me, it has actually been a lot easier to dodge having 60 frames a second. Like, I'm not even kidding you, it makes quite a bit of difference. And I realize that it is unfortunate for those of you that can only have Dark Souls 2 on the consoles, and I'm really sorry about that. There's unfortunately nothing I can do. But what I can tell you, for those of you that have waited for the PC version, is that it is definitely easier to dodge on the PC than it is on the consoles. At least that is how I personally feel in regards to that. Everything else in terms of controls and the way the game plays, everything, there are, at least as far as I've played so far, and I haven't just played through No Man's Dwarf. I've played through quite a bit of other areas. I've went all the way into the Poison Zone, which I don't even remember what the name of that zone is right now, but the zone after you kill the Skeleton Lords. I've been there. I haven't really killed the boss in that section because what I'm doing with this character, for those of you who don't, well, those of you who know pretty much for everyone because nobody should really know, but what I'm doing with this character is I'm trying to recreate the Dwarf Smash character on the PC side of things, and then I will be continuing the Dwarf Smash playthrough with this character. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, I wasn't lucky enough to get the Demon's Great Hammer this time around, so I am plowing through with the Great Sword. You'll also notice that I've been through this level already. I'm just going through the paces because I want to go ahead and summon Lucatiel and go after the final boss and all that, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now, and I will be doing that throughout this video, as well as I still need to go into the Bastille, because I haven't done anything on the Bastille yet, so that is something that I have to keep in mind. But anyways, yes, this character that you guys are watching here is going to be the one who is going to take over on the Dwarf Smash playthrough, so I hope you guys are psyched about that. That is also, like I said, one of the reasons why I haven't been live streaming. I've been waiting to get access to the PC version of Dark Souls 2, which I obviously got from Namco. It was pretty cool of them to send me a code for the PC version as well. So I've been basically playing since yesterday, which was when I was able to download the game, because my ISP is still slow as all hell. I actually received the key a couple of days earlier, but I was only able to begin playing yesterday. So I've been working on this character, going to be doing the whole, pretty much the same. I'm going to just put this character on parity in terms of progress with my other character, and then I want to be moving onwards to the Dwarven section, where I will actually pick up I keep calling them dwarves, but we can just call them Gurms. So I want to move to the Doors of Pharaohs as fast as I possibly can, so that I can go and pick up a Gurm weapon. I'm thinking about the Anvil Hammer. That might be a thing. That is definitely something that I would enjoy having, but we will see whether or not that is possible if we do not get... Yes! Sorry guys, I was looking for this helmet because obviously this is the most dwarven looking helmet that I've seen so far in the game. Now obviously it doesn't seem all that great because my beard isn't apparent, because I'm like full hollow right now. The reason why I'm full hollow is because I've actually been requested, due to embargo reasons and stuff like that, to play the game offline on Steam. So I actually can't engage in jolly cooperation. So instead of just like, you know, going back, getting my full getting myself full human and all that jazz, I've just been going through in hollow mode. However, we are going to have to put ourselves full human. Oh, I forgot. Damn it. Lucatiel. No, Lucatiel is at the shortcut. Never mind. I am going to have to put myself full human so that I can summon Lucatiel of Mira. And let's go ahead and do that now. So, again, I don't know what else I can really say about the PC version, apart from the fact, oh, I wonder how many people are going to give me shit for this one. I forgot I should have burned that before I started this video. Oh, man. I can't wait to see the comment section. People are going to be like, what the fuck? There's a sublime bone dust in your inventory, you son of a bitch. Anyways, yeah. I'm going to be summoning Lucatiel here, going to go after the boss. So I'm considering either I will be using the, eventually as we proceed through the game, either I will be using the Anvil Hammer or I will be using the Gurm Axe, the normal one, which is actually a pretty decent weapon, as opposed to the Gurm Great Axe, which is pretty much a piece of shit. So yeah, sorry, it just needed to be said. So something else is that I've recently watched a video that was, I want to say trending, but I'm not sure if that's the proper way to say that something is trending on Reddit. That even makes any sense on /r/games. I do check /r/games quite often, just to, you know, just to see if there's anything interesting in there. And there was a video about Dark Souls there, where someone, and as a matter of fact, this video also got linked to me in Twitter so that I could give it a look-see. I believe it was by MGR Raiden 4. No, it was God Emperor Leto. That's who it was. God Emperor Leto at Twitter sent me this video as well. And this is a video that is basically criticizing a lot of features in Dark Souls 2. Now, I wanted to watch it because obviously I've been someone who said that I've really enjoyed Dark Souls 2 and that I enjoy Dark Souls 2 more than Dark Souls 1. However, whenever I say that I enjoy Dark Souls 2 more than Dark Souls 1, I also keep telling people that the one of the reasons behind that might just be because I did play Dark Souls 1 to exhaustion. Like, you guys know how many themed playthroughs, how many weird playthroughs, how many challenge playthroughs. Oh, crap, I almost killed myself. How many challenge playthroughs and all of that stuff that I've done in Dark Souls 1. So it is to be expected that I was a little bit burned out in Dark Souls 1, and once Dark Souls 2 hit the shelves, I was pretty much excited about it. So I watched this video, and I was thinking to myself, I might put a link in the description, because I do think it's important that people see both sides of the discussion. And I watched this video and I was thinking, like, so how do I feel about what this person is saying? And I found it interesting because one of the main aspects that I actually criticize in Dark Souls 2, I don't think he mentioned it, which was the Ring of Life Protection. As a matter of fact, speaking of Ring of Life Protection, let's go ahead and abuse the crap out of that ring, since we were using the Ring of Binding anyways. And I've said time and time again that this Ring of Life Protection is actually one of the things that I find is one of the features that I actually don't like as much in Dark Souls 2. And people are going to say to me, well, why do you use it then? Well, because it's like it's here. It's like someone giving you a $100 bill and then saying, look, I'm going to give you these $100, but I don't want you spending them. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. What other purpose do they serve if not for getting spent? So I still use it, and it's one of those things where it's basically like a soul insurance, so to speak, where it's like, in case you die, the only thing you really lose is 3,000 souls. So I have a certain issue with this particular item, which is why it's one of my main issues with Dark Souls 2. Now, this person mentions a couple of things, but first let's do this boss fight here real fast. Should be able to do it with this sword fairly easily. The sword is currently at +3. For those of you wondering, I do not want to level it up above +6 because I do not know, because I didn't check online yet. I'm pretty sure there is probably a reliable way to farm chunks, and I don't want you guys telling me, even though I know that there's going to be people telling me. I do realize that some people don't understand that I take great joy in figuring stuff out in Souls games, just exploring by myself as opposed to checking stuff online. But yeah, the reason why I don't want to upgrade this sword above +6 is because this is not the sword that I want to be using. Obviously I want to use a Gurm weapon. Wow, Lucatiel is either been buffed or I don't know, because she is taking like 0 damage from the boss. And she is tanking like a champ and allowing me to just go ahead and punish the crap out of the boss. Not to mention the boss is not even switching to his sword mode. Like, I don't understand what the hell is going on. Like, really? Wow. Like, I know that some of these bosses were nerfed, but Jesus Christ, that was easy. So, as I was saying, in regards to the whole video where the guy criticized a lot of stuff in Dark Souls 2, I found myself agreeing with some things, and I found myself that also other things didn't really bother me all that much. Like, a lot of people are bothered with the fact that there's a lot of humanoid enemies in Dark Souls 2 as opposed to, you know, enemies more in line with the, what do you call those? The, damn it, I forget now. With the guys that spit the curse and petrify stuff, the basilisks, you know, enemies like basilisks and, you know, different types of enemies. And it's like, I don't have a big issue with the fact that there's a lot of enemy bosses. I also don't have a big issue with the fact that there are a lot of, did I say enemy bosses? I meant humanoid bosses and humanoid mobs and stuff like that. I don't have that many issues with that. In terms of the plot, he also outlines that a lot of the plot in Dark Souls is confusing in normal game, and I'm a prime example of this because when I finished the game, one of the things that I said was that I didn't really understood most of it. And the thing is, though, I was also focused on doing commentary and stuff like that, so it was kind of expected that I wouldn't be able to figure everything out on the first playthrough. I mean, I didn't figure everything out on the first playthrough of Dark Souls, and I most certainly did not expect to figure everything out on the first playthrough of Dark Souls 2, so I can't really speak to that particular aspect of criticism that he puts on his video until I've played quite a bit more of Dark Souls. The thing is, I played Dark Souls, even though I really respect the storytelling of Dark Souls, and I think that the storytelling of Dark Souls is an essential is an essential feature of Dark Souls. I do believe that, for me personally, one of the things that I like the most are the gameplay mechanics, and not necessarily the gameplay story, so to speak. But at the end of the day, one of the things that I was also thinking about is whether or not because he mentions at the end of his video that he thought that the story of Dark Souls 2 was forgettable, and he thought that it was funny that the whole aspect of Dark Souls 2, one of the themes in Dark Souls 2 is that as people begin to hollow, they begin to forget their reasons for doing things. They begin to just lose their memory entirely. And he thought it was interesting because he thought the whole experience was completely forgettable. Now, here's the thing. I'm almost thinking at this point, if that is not kind of like, the story isn't intentionally confusing to the point where you kind of begin to forget the reason why you are on certain locations. Like, okay, you're supposed to kill these 4 big dudes, and then you're supposed to go in after King Vendrick, and then after that, more stuff keeps on happening, and you just kind of like forget the whole purpose of things. And I'm wondering if that is not intentional, in the sense of like the first time that you're going to play through the game, you're going to be so focused on the gameplay that you eventually forget a lot about the story, and it kind of falls into the theme of you slowly hollowing because you're dying repeatedly and you're slightly forgetting what is your objective, what is the main reason why you came here, and like why is the game so long. And again, you can almost say you're just making up excuses for the game, and that is a perfectly valid way of looking at things. But it's like, I'm not doing it intentionally, I'm just trying to rationalize certain things. But anyways, that's like, I feel like I'm already going on this big lore ramble, so to speak. But I mean, you guys are looking at some footage of the PC version. You guys can tell that it is running a lot better than the console version. I mean, you guys can't tell that it's running at 60 FPS because obviously YouTube in its infinite wisdom keeps on adding dumb features as opposed to actually doing something that would be pretty damn cool, like let's say 60 frames a second on videos, because that would actually be pretty damn sweet. But anyways, as I was saying, apart from the lore and all that, something that he actually pulls through that I completely agree with is the fact that in Dark Souls 1, you could easily go to any location that you wanted to, and pick up almost straight from the start, pick up the weapon on which you were going to base your character around it. And even if you weren't able to pick up the weapon, like let's say for instance for the Smo and Ornstein build, I wanted to get Smo's hammer, so it still takes you a while to actually get to Smo and Ornstein and actually kill them, and then crafting the weapon for that build. But the fact of the matter is, you can easily get one of the weapons which you will eventually upgrade into that hammer, and you can upgrade that weapon to +10 and it is not going to waste. Whereas in Dark Souls 2, a lot of times you will be forced to upgrade your intermediate weapons, like is the case here. I've been forced to upgrade the Great Sword because obviously, I mean, if you don't upgrade the Great Sword, how are you going to be able to go through different challenges in the game when obviously your sword is not going to be up to par? And as a matter of fact, I don't even consider my sword to be up to par right now because it could be all the way up to +6 and it is only up to +3. And when I say the +6 is because +6 is like if you have large Titanite shards. Large Titanite shards are a resource that becomes infinite at a certain point in the game. I remember that. As well as just normal Titanite shards. You can just get as many of them as you want. So getting this sword up to +6 is not really a big compromise, whereas getting it above +6 begins to be a problem because obviously Titanite chunks as far as I've played in the game, I still haven't found like a infinite resource of Titanite chunks. So Titanite chunks are limited, therefore you do not want to waste them on a weapon that you're not going to be using on a permanent basis. But yeah, that is the reason why I am not upgrading the sword anything above +6. And hopefully after I get it to +6, I should be at the point. As a matter of fact, I'm even going to try and just keep it at +3. Because hopefully when I get to the point where I need more than that, I will already be at the Germ zone, getting the Germ axes and all that other good stuff. And I've just realized that I completely forgot again about the Sublime Bone Dust. And that there's going to be a ton of people screaming in the comment section. Like, Rurikhan, you went to Majula and you did not upgrade your Estus flasks. You bastard. And I just reminded myself of that because I actually picked up an Estus flask shard. Anyways, let us continue to proceed through here. Oh, crap. I don't have this key yet. Where do I get this key? I forget. Probably have to go to the other side of the Bastille. Damn it. Damn it. Well, let's open the gate before we go to the other side. But continuing onwards with that, is like the whole weapon thing, yes, I definitely feel that. Because like he said in his video, it's like on the previous Dark Souls, it's like you want to make a build, and you can easily get the weapon of your choosing for that build, and you can just start the game with the weapon of your choosing, or a weapon which you will eventually upgrade into the weapon of your choosing. Whereas in this one, it's not exactly like that. Like, for instance, it is also fairly easy to go and upgrade a weapon onto fire. It is not as easy to upgrade a weapon onto lightning, but there are lightning weapons that you can get along the way of your natural playthrough. Let's see if we can get this guy to blow this up. Nope. Blew up against the wall, right? Well, screw you then. Not interested. I'm leaving now. Bye. But that is definitely one of the points that he drove home that I completely agree with. Now, in regards to a lot of the other stuff that he's mentioned, there's pretty much hit and miss. Like I said, if you want to check out the video for yourself, just bear in mind that I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be all very protective against the video that I'm going to link below, which is the video from someone who probably gets even more views than I do on average on my videos. So it's not like I feel the need to protect this person. Particularly, he was trending on Reddit, so I know that he's going to be getting a lot of hate from that alone. But the point that I'm driving here is that a lot of people will get all protective on Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 and all of that when someone does some kind of harsh criticism, which happens to be the case here. And I think people don't understand that From Software and Namco probably really appreciate this type of criticism, because the reason behind it is well thought out criticism. It's not just someone saying this sucks because it just sucks and it sucks. It's actually someone saying I didn't like this feature because of this and because it was better executed here. And there are a lot of points, like I said, that he drives home that I really do agree with, and I've just messed this up entirely. This is now a problem. Wonder if I can throw a firebomb in there and maybe... Gotta be careful swinging this damn sword, because the damn thing is just like... It's insane. Okay, let's see if we can... Oh, you are in the perfect spot. Here you go. Although I don't think we killed all of them, did we? Nope. Hello. Did we kill all of them now? Yes, we did. Okay. But like I was saying, like, I think that both From Software and Namco Bandai really appreciate this kind of feedback, this kind of well thought out feedback, as opposed to sometimes the criticism that some people do where it's like, I hate your game and I banged your mother. So this type of criticism is dumb and stupid. Now, the type of criticism that this person is doing, like I said, is actually fairly well thought out. Now, like I also said, there are some things that I agree with, there are other things that I don't agree with, but I don't want to go over all of those in great detail. You guys can watch the video for yourselves and make up your own opinions on it, because the last thing I want to do is to influence your take on things. Now, I also feel that, like, for instance, for someone like me who likes to do multiple builds and who is going to do multiple builds in Dark Souls 2, one of the things in terms of the whole weapon upgrade systems, one of the things that is going to happen is basically I'm just going to go the route of Fire Longsword +3 for the beginning of the video, for the beginning of most of my playthroughs. It is just what is going to happen. Because, like I said, it's hard to get the weapon that you want from the start of the game and upgrade it. I know, because I've actually done quite a couple of builds on... I've never done one to completion, to be completely honest, but I've done quite a couple of builds on Dark Souls 2 already, and it is always one of the issues that I have when I'm starting a build is like, which weapons am I going to have to use until I actually get the weapon that I want? Now let's talk with Lucatiel here a little bit, because I want to see her face in like full HD.
I thought that might be you. You haven't changed a bit, have you? The longer I am here, the more madness I discover. A wretched place indeed, but not without traces of its former glory. What could have caused such degradation? Ah, yes, I have not thanked you for humoring me the other day. This is for you. Of course, I have no idea what it is. Our land of Mirror is surrounded by enemies and constantly at war. There is only one way up in Mirror. Join the Order and prove yourself in battle. My family had little fortune and no name. I had to carve out a piece of the world for myself. With two things, my sword and my loyalty to my lord. I was raised to wield a sword from birth. Life was hard, but I never gave it a second thought. I had swift success on the battlefield and quickly attained respectable stature. And then I came here to... Have you heard of the undead? These poor souls affected by the curse. An undead gradually loses his humanity until his wits degrade completely. Finally, he turns hollow and preys upon others. And a hollow can never be human again. One can skirt this wicked fate only with the help of the souls found here. Assuming, of course, that the legends are true. I can only hope that they are. I'm sorry to burden you with talk of my fate. I suppose I've grown weary these days. I'm sorry to burden you with talk of my fate. I suppose I've...
Okay, now like I said, I wanted to get a good close look at her face. So, let's go ahead and do that. Aw, don't hide it away. Interesting. It's interesting that she doesn't know what the effigy is as she is going hollower and hollower. I think that Lucatiel, despite the fact that I don't know a whole lot about the lore, I think she's a pretty interesting character. Then again, could just be me. I don't know. Anyways, getting back on topic here, we were talking about the whole thing about the criticism that this other guy was doing onto Dark Souls. Like I said, you guys should have a look and see for yourselves. Apart from that, the other thing that I wanted to say is, I also said at the start of the video, this character is going to be replacing the character that I have on the consoles so that I can actually live stream PC footage. And the main reasoning behind that, like I also said, is also just because PC footage is just going to look better in a video format, which is going to be better for you guys. It is going to translate better onto YouTube, and it is just, in my opinion, going to be better all around for everyone. Now, the other thing that I've neglected to mention is today you guys probably noticed that I've released a couple of episodes of the Dwarf Smash playthrough ahead of time, because obviously I want you guys to get caught up on that particular series, both on YouTube and in terms of the live streams and all that, because that is going to be the point from which we will be continuing on this character. I'm actually working right now, as you can tell, to get this character to the point where the other one was previously, so that, oh, dude, no, don't do that, so that we can just continue from where we left off, and you guys don't get any repetition of content. But unfortunately, that is the reason why on the next Dwarven Smash episode, you guys will see that this character has the Great Sword as opposed to the Demon's Great Hammer, which was a weapon that I was thoroughly enjoying, but unfortunately I guess it wasn't meant to be because the Crows didn't give it to me. In case you guys are wondering what the Crows did give me, they gave me damn it, I was about, this was really bad. I was thinking about just making a joke about some inappropriate sexual disease, but no. What the Crows gave me was a Twinkling Titanite. I'm going to go ahead and take the high road and not succumb to that madness. Let's go ahead and light this bonfire. Get ourselves the torch. Now, something that actually bothers me a little bit on the PC version is the fact that the cursor constantly shows up, and at least up until this point, I couldn't really find an option to turn the cursor off. Went to game options, vibration camera auto adjust, cinematic effects, toggle auto lock on. I don't even know what this does. Auto target, jump controls, voice chat, cross. I don't see anything about your mouse pointer. Same thing here under key bindings. You can actually key bind everything because apparently that was a big deal last time around. Since I don't use keyboard and mouse, I've never really had that issue. But I do believe that it is pretty much playable now with keyboard and mouse. It's just I would not be able to handle the controls. But those of you that want to play with keyboard and mouse will probably be able to do so. However, I still wholeheartedly advise the use of a gamepad. But that is just me. But as I was saying, that is something that bothers me a little bit. Like, for instance, look here, I click pick up item, and the cursor shows up. You see? It's right there in the middle of the screen. And I can actually move my mouse, and the cursor is right there. Then it disappears. It's okay. It's okay that it disappears, but it bothers me. Like, for instance, if I go and talk with this guy. Actually, it didn't show up this time. But usually when you have, like, dialogue windows and stuff like that, you will get like the cursor popping up every now and then, and it's just one of those things that I'm like, okay, let the cursor pop up, but at least let me drag it off to the corner. But it's going to pop up in the middle of the screen, in the middle of the screen constantly. So hopefully in a future patch or something, they just allow you to like hide that. As a matter of fact, there might even be a patch out right now. It's just I've been with Steam offline as per request by Namco to prevent, you know, people from watching PC footage. Not watch PC footage, but for watching the trophies or whatever. But, yeah, maybe there's a patch out already. I honestly don't know because this video is going to go up at 3 p.m. Pacific, which is when the embargo lifts for Dark Souls 2 PC version. So hopefully by then you guys will have seen all the way up to episode 9 of the Dwarf Smash playthrough / live stream archive, because I've had some people complain about the fact that I was uploading this onto the channel, but it's like, look, there is no way that I'm going to be able to please everyone, and since there is somewhat of a demand from my audience to actually get this video, that particular playthrough up there so that they can watch it, because not everyone gets to attend my live streams, and apparently a lot of people enjoy watching those archives, where it's just a lot easier for me to upload it for the people that do want to watch it, and people that don't want to watch it can just not watch it and wait until I actually do the normal YouTube playthroughs, which is why I even put the whole tagline on top of those particular videos, not tagline, the annotation on those videos where I say, look, I realize that this isn't up to my usual standards. I'm just uploading this because people requested it, because a lot of people enjoy watching these archives despite, because they didn't have time to actually go to the live stream. And there were even people asking, why do you do cooperation while you're on the stream? Because it's fun. That's really it. And it is also why those episodes happen to be an hour long as opposed to the usual 30 to 40 minutes, is because since I consider there to be slightly less content on a live stream archive, I also like giving people more... Oh, wow. Bastard exploded in the elevator. I also like giving people a little bit of a bigger video to chew on, so that kind of like, since there is less progress, so to speak, in those videos, they can still, like, you know, they can still watch a decent chunk of progress or a decent section of me having fun and just enjoying the game, whilst still being a live stream type deal. Now, those are going to keep on happening. As a matter of fact, that is the plan for my future Souls content. Is there's going to be the Dwarf Smash playthrough is going to keep on happening on Twitch. As a matter of fact, that is something that I need to do more of, is live streams, because I get people asking me to live stream more often, several times. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to live stream tomorrow on the 25th. Wow, good shot, dude. Good shot. It's a good thing this guy can't cheese me. And something that I've noticed is that I actually really like the backstab animation on the greatsword. It's something that I didn't appreciate the first times I saw it. I thought it was kind of clumsy, but then I started noticing the intricacies of this animation, because maybe because of the lower resolution on the consoles or something, I couldn't really understand what the hell the animation was doing. But now that I've actually seen it properly, I have to say that I really enjoy that animation, because it's like he swings the sword and the target of the backstab actually does kind of like a mid-air spin or something from the impact of the sword, and I thought that actually looks pretty damn nice. But continuing onwards with the future plans that I was talking about, is I definitely need to do more live streams. I realize this. I will try to the best of my ability. It's just live streams do demand a lot more of me than doing regular videos, and that is the reason why I do less of them. So I am sorry for those of you that really enjoy the live streams, but I am trying to improve on that. So if you are looking forward to it, tomorrow I'm going to try to live stream again. I can never really guarantee if I'm going to live stream or not, because the way that I live stream is using a 4G connection, which is highly unstable, but it is the only way that I have to live stream, because there's currently no ISP that gives me a decent connect. Whoa. Dude, you died. Don't you dare throw your sword at me like that, okay? What the fuck? But as I was saying, there is no other ISP that gives me comparable speeds to this 4G connection that I have in terms of uploads, and upload speed is exactly what you need in order to be able to live stream. So since the 4G connection is somewhat unpredictable, I am always kind of limited to that 4G connection, and that is something that sometimes it works great, other times it doesn't work great. So it's not always something that I can rely on 100% of the time to get my live streams going. So hopefully tomorrow I'm going to try at around, I don't know, let's say 1500 GMT, which is not exactly sure what that is in other time frames, but it's basically 3 in the afternoon GMT or GMT plus 1. I'm not... Oh crap, it's a risk? Damn it, that sucks. We're gonna have to go back then. But that is something that I plan on doing. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure if right now I am on GMT standard time or not, because daylight savings and all that. Basically, the best way for you to really know is just try to look on Twitter or Facebook or whatever other network you prefer to use, because I will usually warn people there. I'm basically actually the easiest way is it's going to be around 3 o'clock in the afternoon Portugal time, whatever Portugal time happens to be. I don't know if currently we're on GMT or GMT plus 1, because fuck daylight savings, that's why. But yeah, and that is going to be the continuation of this character that I'm showing you here. I'm still going to kill the Sentinels before I do that, because I mean I just did most of the stuff that I had to do in No Man's Wharf. I even got the helmet, which is something that I thought I was going to have to farm off camera, because the helmet I definitely wanted to have, because I just feel that that is kind of a really neat dwarven looking helmet. And I know, ENB apparently also really likes this helmet, but hey, I like it because it's the most dwarven looking helmet, not necessarily because ENB likes it, because I already know that those comparisons are going to be flying in anytime. But continuing onwards, that is pretty much most of what I had to say. Like I said, the PC version runs great. There's something weird, though, about it, which is some bonfires have... this was something that was a little bit of a jaw-dropping moment to me, which is some bonfires have dynamic lighting. Some locations have dynamic lighting, as you can... Well, actually, it doesn't seem like we have dynamic lighting here, which is weird, because when we came here with the torch, we did have dynamic lighting. I don't know. I feel that they need to maybe work something out, because I feel that dynamic lighting is one of the things that is not... Like, look, here. See? Here, you got dynamic lighting, dynamic shadows, all that stuff going on, right? If you go here, nothing. It just feels like an overthought, because it's not like the game is slowing down to a crawl or something. It's probably just someone needs to go in and press a button or something. Well, not press a button, but, switch in some kind of line of code to true from false. And it's probably just going to enable that. At least I'm assuming, because it's really weird. Like, for instance, let me take you guys to... Oh, yeah, one of the big things about the PC version, load times. Oh, man, love me the load times on the PC version. Look at this. Boom. Load time goes in. And boom. What was that? Less than 5 seconds? I don't know. But anyways, if you look here, it's kind of weird. Because, like, you're not getting any dynamic shadows on this bonfire. Right? At least I can't really see any of them. This is graphics options maxed out, by the way. You're not getting any really, like, dynamic shadows going off in here. But if we go... let's say here. Once again, loading screen, like 5 seconds, less than 5 seconds, really good. Boom! There's your dynamic lighting. So, like I said, there's a couple of these bonfires that maybe they just need to kind of like go through and turn this thing on, because obviously it's working and it looks great, but it's not working for all the bonfires, which I don't know why it isn't. And look at the detail on that shadow. Ugh. I know, I'm not much of a graphics whore, but... Man, it looks great. It definitely looks great. So anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Right now, I'm going to go back to the Bastille and put this character on par with where my other character was. So that on the live stream tomorrow, which will... Hopefully, there will be a live stream tomorrow. I will be ready to continue the Dwarf Smash playthrough. Unfortunately, like I said, we're not going to be having the Demon Great Hammer, but apart from that, we have almost everything else. Like I said, in terms of the PC version, it's pretty much the same thing as the console version. Also, I would be really interested to know your opinions. I mean, hopefully, if you guys can do constructive opinions, I would be really interested in your constructive opinions on how you feel in regards to the criticism video that I will hopefully not forget to put in the description below this video. But, as per usual, leave me your comments, feedback, all that kinds of good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Dwarf Smash. You think this is a motherfucking game?